The sharp metallic clang echoed in the dimly lit alley as Raj's heart hammered in his chest. He barely had time to react before the figure collapsed into his arms, pale, trembling, and glowing faintly with an eerie light. The woman's skin shimmered like moonlight on water, but her eyes, those luminous eyes, fluttered weakly as if the weight of her life was slipping away. Raj's breath caught. There was no mistaking it. She was alien, not some fantasy, not a story. She was real, here, in this forsaken alleyway in the middle of his city. He barely had a moment to think before a harsh voice broke through the silence. "You've got 36 hours, it said, cold and precise, from a shadow just beyond the alley's mouth. If she doesn't get the cure by then, she dies, and no one but you can save her." Raj's mind raced. What cure? Why him? But before he could ask, the woman's body convulsed, and a strange purple smoke seeped from her pores. Poison, no doubt. She gasped, a sound so fragile it threatened to disappear in the night air. Raj tightened his grip, refusing to let her fall. "We don't have time," the voice continued, stepping closer, revealing a figure cloaked in darkness. "Find the cure, or you'll watch her die." And just like that, the shadow melted away, leaving Raj alone with the alien beauty, her life slipping like sand through his fingers. Raj didn't know how he ended up in this mess. 1 minute, he was walking home from work, the city lights flickering overhead. The next, fate had thrust this dying alien woman into his arms. He checked her pulse. Weak, fading fast. "Come on, stay with me," he whispered, feeling utterly powerless. Her breathing was shallow, eyes half closed, but still shimmering. She reached out weakly, fingers grazing his cheek, cold but somehow electrifying. Raj's heart clenched. Suddenly a sharp burning sensation shot through his hand. The moment her skin touched his, an alien toxin began to spread through his veins. Panic surged. "This poison, it's in me too now," he muttered, grimacing, but the woman's lips parted faintly, as if trying to say something. "Cure me," she breathed, barely audible. Raj shook his head. "I don't even know where to start." The words echoed empty in the dark alley. He hauled her up, supporting her fragile weight as he stumbled toward his apartment. With every step, the poison inside her pulsed stronger, and the strange glow dimmed. His mind scrambled for answers. Who had done this to her? What was this poison? And most importantly, how could he save her? In the small, cluttered space of his apartment, Raj laid her gently on the couch. He rummaged through his things, searching for something, anything that could help. His phone was dead, the charger missing. "No signal," he cursed, panic. Rising, the woman's eyes flickered open briefly. "You only cure," she gasped. Raj swallowed hard. "Okay, I'll find it. I promise." But how? Raj sat beside her, helpless, as the seconds ticked away like bombs. Hours to find a cure. Hours to save a life. An alien life, tied inexplicably to his own. His hands trembled. He glanced around, his apartment suddenly, feeling like a cage. Outside, the city hummed on, unaware of the silent battle unfolding within. Raj reached for a notebook on the table, one he hadn't opened in years. He flipped through pages of old science articles, sketches and notes from his past curiosity about alien life forms, a hobby he'd long abandoned as childish fantasy. Now, it felt painfully real. One phrase caught his eye. Xylenian biology exhibits extreme biochemical symbiosis with human enzymes. Could this be it? He leaned closer to the woman, studying her glowing skin, the faint violet veins tracing her limbs. Her breath hitched, eyes fluttering closed. Raj's resolve hardened. He couldn't let her die. Not like this. Hours passed in a blur of desperate research and whispered encouragements. Raj managed to track down a contact from an obscure online forum. A scientist rumored to have studied alien biology. His message was brief: urgent, need help curing Xylenian poisoning, 36-hour deadline. No response. Meanwhile, the poison coursed through the alien's body, stealing her strength. Her skin paled further. The eerie glow flickered like a dying star. Raj clutched her hand tighter. "Stay with me," he pleaded. Suddenly, a sharp knock rattled the door. Raj froze. Who could it be at this hour? He opened the door cautiously. No one there, only a small, sealed package resting on the doorstep. Inside, a vial filled with a shimmering blue liquid and a note: "Trust no one. This is the only hope. Use it wisely." Raj's pulse quickened. Was this the cure or a trap? He looked back at the alien woman, her breath shallow, eyes barely open. Time was running out. With trembling hands, Raj uncorked the vial. The liquid shimmered, glowing softly like liquid moonlight. He injected it slowly into her arm. Her body tensed. A sudden warmth spread through her veins. Her eyes snapped open, brighter, clearer. "Raj," she whispered. Her voice was like a melody, strange, alien, yet familiar. "You saved me." Tears welled in Raj's eyes, but relief was short-lived. From the shadows outside, a pair of glowing eyes watched. The poisoners were still out there, and they would come for her again. Cliffhanger. A message buzzed on Raj's dead phone. Now mysteriously alive. Time's up soon. Prepare for the reckoning. The mystery of the alien beauty. Raj sat in his dimly lit apartment, the alien woman lying unconscious but stable on the couch. The vial's shimmering cure had bought them precious time, but the danger was far from over. The warning message haunted his mind. Time's up soon. Prepare for the reckoning. He didn't even know who to trust anymore. Hours ago, the alleyway encounter felt like a surreal nightmare. Now, as dawn crept outside, Raj realized the reality was far more terrifying. He glanced at the alien woman, her delicate, radiant features, almost serene in sleep. Her skin pulsed faintly with a silvery glow, like bioluminescent veins running beneath translucent flesh. Despite the poison's lingering grip, she was holding on. But who was she? And why had someone tried to kill her? Raj's thoughts were interrupted by a soft, melodic whisper from the couch. His head snapped up. Her eyes fluttered open, revealing irises that shimmered with shifting colors. Blues, greens, and violets, like a swirling galaxy. "Raj," she breathed, voice barely audible but laced with gratitude and urgency. "I'm here," he said, offering a comforting smile. "You're safe, for now." She tried to sit up but winced, pain flickering across her face. Raj rushed to support. Don't push it, you're weak," she nodded faintly, her gaze intense yet vulnerable. "My name is Lyra," she said softly. "I come from Xylen, a distant star system." Raj frowned, absorbing the name. "Why were you poisoned?" he asked carefully. Lyra's eyes darkened with sorrow and fear. "Enemy agents sent to stop me. I carry a secret, one that could change everything." Raj's pulse quickened. What kind of secret? Before she could answer, Raj's phone buzzed loudly, snapping the fragile moment. He glanced at the screen, a message from an unknown number. "You don't know what you're dealing with. Stop helping her, or you'll regret it." Raj's hands trembled. "Who sent this?" Lyra asked, alarm flickering in her eyes. "I don't know," Raj admitted. "But I'm not backing down." Lyra's expression softened. "You have courage, and something unique. The cure worked because of you." Raj's heart raced. "What do you mean?" Lyra explained how the poison was designed to interact with human biology, targeting a rare enzyme found in a small percentage of Earth's population. Raj, it seemed, had that enzyme, making him the key to her survival. Together, they delved into the mystery of the poison. Lyra revealed that her people, the Xylans, were peaceful explorers, scientists dedicated to understanding life across galaxies, but some factions within her world sought to sabotage this mission, fearing exposure and consequences. The poison was meant to kill me before I could deliver evidence to the Galactic Council, Lyra said grimly. Evidence of a conspiracy threatening all life. Raj's mind reeled. He wasn't just saving a stranger, he was protecting a message that could alter humanity's place in the universe. Determined to help, Raj reached out to an old friend, Dr. Amina Patel, a biochemist fascinated by alien biology. Amina listened with skepticism at first, but agreed to analyze Lyra's condition and the poison's effects. Her lab was sterile, humming with machines and screens. As Raj carried Lyra inside, alarm suddenly blared. Security breach! Amina shouted, her face pale. Raj's blood ran cold. Someone was tracking them. The trio worked feverishly. Amina examined the alien physiology, revealing startling details about the poison. It was engineered to disrupt cellular communication, but the cure only slowed it. The toxin would still kill Lyra if untreated within hours. We need the antidote, Amina said firmly. And fast. Lyra's condition fluctuated, moments of clarity followed by agonizing weakness. Raj held her hand, whispering encouragement. In those fragile moments, something deeper blossomed. A connection between two worlds, bonded by survival and trust. As night fell, the danger intensified. Raj's phone buzzed again, this time a video message. A masked figure appeared, voice distorted. "Stop meddling, Earthling. The secret Lyra carries will bring ruin. Hand her over, or face consequences." Raj's jaw clenched. "We won't give up," he muttered. Suddenly an explosion rocked the building's entrance. Flames licked the walls. Raj grabbed Lyra, shielding her from falling debris. They ran through smoke-filled corridors, heart pounding. Outside, a black hovercraft sped away. The attackers had come and gone, leaving chaos behind. Breathing heavily, Raj realized the battle had just begun. The secret Lyra carried was a beacon of hope and danger, and only he could protect it. Cliffhanger. As they escaped, Lyra whispered urgently, "There's one place no one will find us, but it's not safe either." Raj's eyes narrowed. Where? Lyra's gaze was haunted. The archives of the ancients. If we get there, maybe we can unlock the truth and the cure. Raced to the archives, Raj tightened his grip on Lyra as they fled through the crumbling alley behind the lab. Smoke stung his eyes, and the acrid smell of burning plastic and metal filled the air. The explosion had been no accident. Someone wanted them dead, and fast. Lyra's breathing was shallow but steady. The toxin inside her veins was relentless, ticking down with every passing second. Raj glanced at his watch. Less than 24 hours remained before her life would slip away. "We need to reach the archives of the ancients," Lyra whispered, her voice barely audible over the chaos. Raj frowned. "What is this place?" Lyra's eyes shone with urgency. A hidden library, not just of books, but of technology, knowledge, and truths long buried. It's the only place where we can find the full antidote, the cure that can cleanse the poison. Raj swallowed hard. It sounded like something out of a sci-fi movie, but everything about Lyra was real, painful, and terrifying. She struggled to stand, and Raj caught her before she collapsed. "We don't have time for rest," she said. "But you need to know the stakes. The faction that poisoned me isn't just after me. They want to stop what I'm carrying." Raj frowned. "What exactly are you carrying?" Lyra hesitated, then said, "Proof that an ancient power, an alien species that once ruled this galaxy, has returned. They've infiltrated governments and corporations, manipulating humanity's future. If the Galactic Council ignores this, all life could be enslaved or destroyed." Raj's mind raced. "This is bigger than I thought." As they navigated the dark streets, Raj's phone buzzed again. This time it was a GPS coordinate. Lyra looked at it and nodded. The archives are underground, beneath the ruins of old Earth's first spaceport. Raj frowned. That place has been abandoned for decades. Exactly. No one would look for us there. The journey was treacherous. Raj and Lyra dodged surveillance drones and patrols that seemed to appear everywhere. At one point, a sleek, black vehicle screeched behind them, forcing Raj to sprint into a crowded market. Lyra's strength waned. Raj carried her when she couldn't walk. The connection between them deepened, no longer just protector and saved, but something more fragile, human. Finally, after hours of evasion, they reached the entrance to the ancient spaceport. A rusted, metal door half buried in concrete. Lyra pressed her palm to a hidden panel, and the door hissed open. Inside, the air was stale, tinged with dust and old technology. Dim lights flickered from broken consoles. Raj shivered. The place felt like a tomb. They descended into the labyrinth of tunnels and chambers, Lyra leading the way, despite her weakness. The archives were said to hold a vault, an ancient xylem, repository of knowledge, including medical technology lost even to her people. If they could find the antidote inside, Lyra could live. Suddenly, their flashlight beams caught movement ahead. Figures stepped from the shadows, armed men in black. "Tactical suits, stop!" one barked. Raj's heart pounded. They were surrounded. Lyra whispered urgently, "Trust me." She reached into a pendant at her neck and pressed a hidden button. A pulse of light burst out, stunning the attackers momentarily. Raj grabbed Lyra's hand, and they sprinted down a narrow corridor. They crashed through a door marked with alien symbols. Inside, a room hummed with ancient tech, walls lined with glowing data crystals and holographic displays. Raj's eyes widened. "This is it," Lyra said breathlessly. "The vault." Lyra accessed a console, and a hidden compartment slid open, revealing vials filled with glowing liquid. She grabbed one and injected herself. Almost instantly, color returned to her cheeks, and the pain eased. But it was only temporary. They needed the full cure and more time. Outside, the attackers regrouped, sending a drone to scan the archives. Raj and Lyra worked quickly, downloading data that could expose the ancient species' return. The stakes were higher than ever. Suddenly, alarms blared. "We've been compromised," Lyra said, eyes wide with fear. Raj grabbed her hand again. "We have to move, now!" As they raced back through the tunnels, Raj felt a surge of determination. He wouldn't let her die. Not now, not ever. Cliffhanger. As they emerged from the archives, a shadowy figure blocked their path. Familiar, yet terrifying. Lyra gasped. "It can't be." Raj's blood ran cold. The enemy had found them. Shadows from the past. The shadow blocking their path was tall, imposing, and cloaked in a dark, flowing coat that seemed to absorb the dim light of the ruined spaceport. Raj's breath caught as recognition hit him like a thunderclap. "It's him," Lyra whispered, voice trembling. Raj stared at the face beneath the hood, sharp eyes, cold and calculating, framed by strands of silver hair. "Damien!" Raj's heart pounded. Damien was no ordinary enemy. Years ago, before everything fell apart, Damien had been a trusted figure in Earth's intelligence community, a man who'd once helped Raj in a secret mission. But somewhere along the line, Damien had crossed a line, siding with a shadow. Faction aligned with the ancient alien species Lyra had warned about. Raj's mind reeled. Damien was now a weapon wielded by those who wanted to see Lyra dead and the truth buried forever. "Going somewhere?" Damien's voice was smooth, mocking. Lyra tried to pull herself up, but her strength was fading fast. Raj stepped in front of her, ready to fight. "We don't want trouble," Raj said cautiously. "We just want to save her." Damien laughed, a sound devoid of humor. "Save her? You mean that alien?" He gestured at Lyra with disdain. She's a threat to the balance. The Council must never know what she carries, and I'm here to make sure she never reaches the surface alive." Raj's fists clenched. He looked at Lyra, her eyes locked on Damien, the faintest flicker of defiance still glowing. "We're not giving up," Raj said, voice steady. Damien's smile twisted into a sneer. Bold words for a man outnumbered and outgunned. From the shadows behind Damien, more figures emerged. Armed soldiers dressed like Damien, Raj and Lyra were surrounded. In a flash, Damien raised a device, a small pulse emitter. The air around Raj and Lyra shimmered, and suddenly their movements slowed, as if trapped in thick syrup. Raj gritted his teeth, struggling to move. Lyra's eyes widened. "The temporal dampener. It slows time perception. We need to disable it." Raj scanned the ground and spotted a loose panel near his feet. Using all his strength, he lunged and ripped it open, exposing wires. He ripped out a glowing cable, and the device Damien held sputtered and died. Freed from the dampening field, Raj sprang forward. A fierce fight erupted. Raj dodged energy blasts and tackled a soldier to the ground. Lyra, though weak, summoned a shimmering shield, a faint alien technology gift, blocking an incoming laser shot aimed at Raj. Together, they fought their way back toward the archive's exit. Damien growled, realizing his advantage was gone. "Retreat," he ordered. The soldiers fell back, dragging their wounded. Raj and Lyra didn't stop. Outside, the ruined city skyline was eerie under the twilight sky. Raj pulled Lyra close, fearing she might collapse. "We have to get her medical help soon," he said urgently. Lyra nodded weakly. "The vault slowed the poison, but it's not a cure. The full antidote is in the data we downloaded, but we need time to decode it." Raj's comm beeped. It was a secure message from an unexpected source. "Raj, it's Mira. I know what you're facing." Mira was a former colleague, a brilliant cryptologist who'd vanished from public life after a scandal. "I can help with the data decryption. But meet me at the safe house. Quickly." Raj glanced at Lyra, her breathing shallow but steady. They had no choice. Every second counted. The safe house was an old warehouse, repurposed as a refuge for those opposing the alien faction's control. Inside, Mira greeted them with a cold smile and sharp eyes. "Let me see the data," she said, already pulling out a portable quantum decryptor. Hours passed in tense silence as Mira worked. Raj kept watch, exhausted but alert. Lyra rested, her fingers lightly brushing Raj's hand when she woke. Suddenly the decryptor beeped. Mira's face lit up. "It's cracking!" Data streams filled the holographic display, encrypted blueprints, chemical formulas, and logs from the ancient alien vault. Among the files was a medical protocol, a complete antidote formula. But there was more. A message hidden deep in the data from the ancient species itself. A warning. "The poison is only the beginning," Mira read aloud. "The ancient power's return will bring a new era. For some, salvation. For others, destruction." Raj's stomach twisted. Lyra's eyes filled with tears. They had to move faster than ever. Cliffhanger. Suddenly the safe house's alarms blared. The faction's forces had found them again. From the windows, dark vehicles approached fast. Raj grabbed Lyra's arm. "We're not safe here." Mira nodded grimly. "Time to disappear." The race against time. The deafening wail of the safe house alarms echoed through the empty warehouse as Raj yanked Lyra to her feet. Mira scrambled, packing up the decrypted data and medical schematics into a compact data drive. "They're closing." "In vain," Mira warned, eyes scanning the streetlights flashing red and blue beyond the shattered windows. Raj glanced at Lyra, pale, trembling, but fierce. The poison was eating her from the inside out. Each breath was a battle. "We don't have a choice," Raj said, voice urgent. "We get out now. They slipped through the back exit, disappearing into the tangled alleyways of the ruined city. Mira led the way, her experience evident as she navigated through shadows and debris. Raj kept close. To Lyra, supporting her every step. "You have to hold on," he whispered, gripping her hand. "I'll get you through this." Lyra gave a faint smile, pain flickering in her eyes. "I believe in you." Hours passed as they reached a hidden rebel outpost, a place Raj had only heard whispers of. Its entrance was a camouflaged hatch beneath the cracked pavement, leading to a subterranean medical bay. Inside, the sterile glow of advanced equipment hummed with life. Raj helped Lyra onto a reclining chair, and Mira connected the data drive to the medical console. "Once we synthesize the antidote, we'll administer it immediately," Mira said. Raj's mind raced. The poison was alien, designed to target her unique biology. They had little information on the cure's side effects or timing. "Can you speed this up?" Raj asked, anxiety tightening his throat. Mira nodded. "I'll do what I can, but we're racing against an invisible clock." Lyra's breathing grew shallow. Raj watched helplessly as her eyes fluttered closed. "Stay with me, Lyra," he begged. Her fingers twitched, and she whispered, "Raj, trust no one." The words sent a chill down his spine. Suddenly the lights flickered, and the lab's communications panel crackled. "Unidentified transmission incoming," Mira announced. Raj stepped forward, tension coiling. The screen showed Damien's cold face, eyes gleaming with malice. "Thought you could hide, Raj?" Damien sneered. "Your time is up. Give up, Lyra, and I might consider mercy." Raj's jaw tightened. "We won't surrender," he shot back. Damien's image vanished. Mira turned back to her work. "We need to finish before they find us." Raj nodded, staring at Lyra's pale face. Hours later, the antidote synthesized. Mira prepared the injection. Raj held Lyra's hand steady. "Here goes everything," Mira said. As the serum entered her bloodstream, Lyra's body convulsed briefly. Raj's heart hammered, minutes stretched painfully. Then her breathing steadied, color slowly returning to her cheeks. She opened her eyes, brighter this time. "We did it," Raj whispered, relief flooding him. Lyra squeezed his hand weakly. "But the warning, it's not over." Suddenly, an explosion rocked the facility. Alarms blared again. Raj sprang up. "Damien's here." The rebel outpost was under siege. Raj grabbed a weapon from the wall. "Get ready!" Lyra struggled to rise but steadied herself. They fought through the narrow corridors, desperate to reach the underground tunnels. Explosions rocked the walls. Raj covered Lyra as they moved. At the tunnel's mouth, a squad blocked their path. Raj faced Damien, who smiled coldly. "You can't run." Raj steeled himself. "This ends now." Cliffhanger. As they prepared for a final stand, Lyra's eyes flashed with an unearthly light, a secret power awakening within her. Raj gasped. "What's happening?" Lyra whispered. "I'm not just an alien. I'm something more. The awakening and the choice." The cold metallic tunnel echoed with the heavy footsteps of Damien's soldiers, their blasters ready, faces twisted in malice. Raj stood protectively in front of Lyra, whose eyes now shimmered with an ethereal blue glow that neither of them fully understood. "I don't know what's happening to me," Lyra whispered, voice steady despite the chaos. "But I can feel power, ancient power, something that's been dormant inside me all along." Raj's heart pounded. The alien poison had not only endangered her life, it seemed to have awakened something far greater. Damien's voice crackled through the tunnel's intercom. "Surrender now, and maybe you'll live to see another day." Raj shook his head. "Not a chance." With a sudden surge, Lyra raised her hands. A brilliant wave of light erupted, pushing back the advancing soldiers with a force that made the walls tremble. Energy crackled like electricity, and a protective barrier shimmered around her and Raj. The soldiers faltered, disoriented by the unexpected power. Raj stared at Lyra in awe. This power, it's incredible. She nodded, breathing deeply. It's part of my true heritage, something my people feared to reveal. The truth, unveiled back. In the safety of the rebel tunnels, Mira patched up their wounds and monitored. Lyra's vital signs. Raj demanded answers. What is this power? What does it mean? Lyra took a deep breath. My species was once a powerful race, keepers of balance in the universe. But a faction within our own kind betrayed that legacy, experimenting with poisons and weapons to dominate. I am the last of the pure line, carrying abilities they tried to suppress. Raj felt the weight of her words. So Damien's poison wasn't just to kill you, it was to stop that power from awakening. Lyra nodded gravely. And now that it's awake, I must decide whether to use it to fight or to hide. The final battle, Damien's forces regrouped, readying for a final assault. Raj, Mira and Lyra prepared to defend the rebel base. Raj tightened his grip on his weapon. We've come too far to lose now. Lyra's eyes burned with renewed determination. This ends tonight. The battle began with a fury that shook the underground tunnels. Blaster fire illuminated the darkness as rebels clashed with Damien's mercenaries. Lyra stood at the center, her energy shielding allies, healing wounds, and dismantling enemy weapons with waves of power. Raj fought fiercely by her side, inspired by her strength. But Damien was relentless. He advanced with ruthless precision, closing in on Lyra. Raj intercepted him. "Leave her alone!" Damien sneered. "She's the key to ultimate control." The two clashed in a brutal fight, Raj's human grit against Damien's cold cunning. Meanwhile, Lyra gathered her power, focusing it into a brilliant surge. The choice, in a critical moment, Lyra faced a choice. Unleash her full power to obliterate Damien and his army, risking destruction that could harm innocent lives, or find another way. Her eyes met Raj's. "What do you think I should do?" Raj's voice was steady, filled with belief. "You're not just a weapon. You're more than that. Use your power to protect, not to destroy." Lyra smiled, tears shining in her glowing eyes. She raised her hands, but instead of a destructive blast, a wave of calming energy swept through the tunnels. Weapons deactivated, enemies collapsed in peaceful slumber. Damien's rage turned to shock. "No, this can't be." Peace and new beginnings. With Damien and his forces defeated without bloodshed, the rebels secured the base. Lyra's power had transformed from a threat into a beacon of hope. In the aftermath, Lyra and Raj stood together, looking at a dawn that promised a new future. Lyra spoke softly. "I've learned that power without control is chaos, but power with compassion can change worlds." Raj nodded. "And humanity, our will to survive, our compassion, that's the greatest power of all." The lesson. The story ends with a message about the true meaning of strength. True power lies not in domination or destruction, but in the courage to protect, the wisdom to forgive, and the hope to build a better future. For all species, human or alien. The end.